Okay.
I wouldn't wait. Oh, you ready now?
Yeah.
You see, what we discussing first?
So we actually will be talking about domestic violence against women and children and girls as well. It may only increase in Liberia of recent. We'll talk a little bit about.
But the second one,
Yeah.
I'm not open to it.
Yeah.
I will not discuss it.
So basically, I will stick on the issue of the domestic violence. So
I'll
folks,
talk a little bit louder. Yeah.
So folks, if you're just joining us, this is the US-based Focus on Liberia Television. We are live in Central Monrovia. To be specific, we are somewhere on Asma Street in Monrovia. We stopped somewhere at a very little attire center. The place is called Ford Attire Center here up Asma Street in Central Monrovia. We have with us Mr. Nathaniel McLean, who will be speaking with us on this issue of domestic violence in Liberia. He is a Liberian journalist, a veteran in the media landscape of Liberia. He practiced for some years now. So we've come to him to just get a thought on this issue of domestic violence against women. To just name a few, FOA has followed cases involving domestic violence against women and children, against girls. The recent one was in Bom County that we followed. A gentleman killed his girlfriend, and he was interviewed by the media. Some of the reasons he stated was the lady in question was having an affair outside of their relationship, and so for that he got angry, and then what they were having a scuffle. The woman died. So Mr. Nathaniel McLean, welcome to Focus on Liberia. How you doing, sir?
How you doing? Thank you.
All right. So what is your own idea about domestic violence? What do you know about that?
In the first place, domestic violence is a crime under the principle of national democracy. If Liberia is a truly democratic country, domestic violence should be totally abolished.
Okay.
It's a crime against humanity. You cannot kill a woman because you cut her in extramarital affair. You cannot beat a woman because you observe to be involved in extramarital affair. You can't sodomize young men on the street because of poverty. You cannot rape young girls around because of poverty. There are a lot of young girls that are being raped in this country, and people, men going scot-free. There are a lot of young men on the streets that are being sodomized by men, and they went scot-free in this country here. And I blame all this on the poorest function of the justice system in the country. Because if the justice system was very effective to arrest crimes, especially domestic crime, many people should be penalized. Not only to just send them in jail, and 2-3 days somebody go there, fire him bomb. You free the criminals, they come back in society. General commits the same crime, and then you get into court, you find him guilty. You grab him, you get into jail. Another bomb man coming, freeing. The government or the justice system is promoting gender violence. That's a human rights violation.
So are you saying that the justice system, the government in general, is responsible for the increase in criminality?
They are 90% for gender violence in this country here.
Okay.
The justice system is very bad and poor. There are not been people being prosecuted for gender violence, sentenced to jail for life, or even there's someone there because they say this time no more firing squad. Yeah, we agree. But the men should bear the penalty for the crimes committed.
So what do you think would be the punishment for people involved in the crime like those?
People that are involved in gender violence, especially rapes and sodomy, or people that are involved, what they call the people they call the a pedophile. These people should be arrested and sentenced for 50 years in prison. In my opinion, this is serious crimes. You know how many young girls have died in the country for rape? You know how many young men have been sodomized, today they're passing up and down, their butt leaking with blood. Okay? And you know how many young men that have been sodomized because of jobs, they don't have jobs. Somebody will tell them that I'll get this job for you, I will give you a job, but you have to pick up my dime. Bend down and sodomizing. So they should go to jail for 50 years or even more than that.
What about those who kill their girlfriend, those who commit murder, they kill
these
them because
people,
someone will say they must go for lifetime imprisonment.
Some of them need instant death. If I have my own will, I will recommend that any man that kill your wife or kill your girlfriend just because of alleged extramarital affairs, you should be sentenced to death. Wow. It's a crime against humanity. Even in heaven, they can't allow men to kill his wife or his girlfriend because of what we call that you function as a woman. So this people need to be seriously. Government need to seriously set a deterrent here.
There's a law on the book. The law is called the Domestic Violence Act. It was passed by the legislature. The law is on the book. But yet we see the increase in domestic violence. We see the increase in rape. We see the increase in sodomization. We see the increase in men killing women. And we see the increase in children being badly treated. What would be your own recommendation to the Ministry of Gender, to the Ministry of Justice, even to the parent himself who are sometimes involved in those cases and sometimes they compromise? What would you say to them?
My brother, to be frank with you, if I have my own will, I will tell the National Legislature to dissolve the Ministry of Gender.
Oh, wow. Why you feel so?
They are not performing their duty. I think the intent of the Ministry of Justice to provide justice for gender. When they say gender, not only for women alone, men are gender. But they're sitting in our building, they don't even look at cases that what we are discussing now.
How do you think they see it?
They are not discussing it. There have not been no one piece of worship. I practice journalism in this country.
Maybe they're discussing on another page. Why are you discussing on another page?
What page? My brother, what page? Human rights violation is human rights violation. There's no degree to it. To say because they men are woman, they men they gay and young gay, or a woman or they men and young boy. So they men degree, it should be less than the men who sexually rape they get. No. Violence. Gender ministry is not effective. They are not recommending punishment for those people who sodomize and they say now those who rape young girls in the country here. Even those who beat their wives.
The Minister of Gender always released their report on domestic violence, the number of cases reported to the Justice Ministry, the number of cases follow up. You know, even currently they have something what they call the gender task force. I think something like that. They got a paper is written on the gender task force. They go around.
Can you name me one person that
can you blame the Minister of Justice for that? Don't you think so?
No, I'm asking you that you are gender reporter. I'm asking you now. Can you name one man that have been penalized and sentenced in this country? The only administration who did it, and I hail her for that, is Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. President Sirleaf was very effective when it comes to gender violence. A lot of men were even afraid to approach young girls on the street because they knew the penalty. There were young men that were afraid to even touch young men on the street.
Something they used to call the Heli Osa trap.
Whether or inside trouble or outside trouble, that's the issue. Violent are violent. They didn't deal with them in this country here. But right now,
you didn't know much not been done to address it.
Nothing much has been done to rescue even the victim. Can you imagine? Let me tell you. Let me come to we the journalists. I saw a newspaper where this journalist reported that this young man was involved in sexual violence with a little girl. And without knowing principle law that governing journalism, they put a man picture so, they put a girl picture so. If I was the editor-in-chief for that paper, that journalist, no, you will go to jail.
Why?
Because it's against the principle law that the victim should not be exposed.
Yeah. You always protect the victim.
And you expose that it's a violence.
Maybe he was not educated to that. So all you need to have done
as a journalist, you can read.
You will not know all.
No. You are a journalist, you should know the law that governing violence or gender violence. You should know it. Now here you telling me that you from Bon County. You saw a victim killed by his fiancée because he suspect his wife. Can you call the victim name on the radio and show him? So that makes you a trained journalist. But a lot of journalists in this country don't use no violent law. They expose the victim. And it's bad. You know what you have done to that woman? You have killed that woman whole future. You don't do that in journalism. Okay. I'm a graduate of the mass communication. I know it well to the tip of my fingers. People that know me will tell you. So we don't support the kind of thing as a journalist. My advice to you, my big brother or my small brother, don't allow victims to be exposed on your television. So
I was asking, what would be one recommendation to the Minister of Gender? Even though you said if it were left of you, you could have called on the legislature to dissolve it.
I just told you.
But I want to know, there are laws on the book. What would be one recommendation to the Minister of Gender? And then what would be one recommendation to parents, to family, people in society, in rural communities that can sometimes compromise those cases? What would you tell them?
Let me take it from the last question.
Yeah.
Woman or man? Woman or man that compromises rape case? The person shall be taken to.
Or domestic violence as a whole?
No.
Oh, it's happening on you?
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because they will tell you, say, gender violence get degree. That's what we say.
Yeah.
But the heinous one, the rape, or the beating on the woman, anybody who compromises it, any time, they will charge you and with the same crime, and you will go to jail. The same crime the bearer carried, you will get the same crime. For anyone who compromises rape, okay, sodomy, the same thing. But I'm recommending, and you ask me for a recommendation, I'm recommending, because this thing here, it could be me tomorrow, I get girls different. It could be me tomorrow. Anyone who rape is a second degree felony. Okay, that anybody who does it, that person should face firing squad. Because it's an attempted murder. In fact, it's a murder. You know what happened to that young girl feature? The whole production system is damaged. What I mean will be flying all around here and the girl had no feature. So they should face firing squad. Okay. Justice Ministry should also be held liable for people who go to court and preach in the favor of the doer. Justice system should recommend to the bar that these people be banned from practicing laws in this country.
But they are doing their work anyway. They are lawyers. They must be able to plead.
A lawyer is not above the law.
Okay.
Lawyer is not above the law.
All right.
Give your scrum, you bag a doer, you should be penalized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your final statement, so we can speak with our brother for 1 minute.
My final statement is that first, let me commend you for coming to our center to get our views on the gender violence in this country. We hope that the management of your station will be cognizant of the law in this country and ensure that our young girls and young boys are protected. By one, you can't go on the street and start with people, but exposing these people here, especially the men, so that they can know that they are killing society. Democracy, meanwhile, togetherness. We should live together and protect our country. Not for you to kill one segment and leave the other segment. I thank you.
Tell me your name again, sir.
I am Nathaniel McLean.
All right,
I
so
am a former reporter of plenty radio station and newspaper in the town. And also a graduate of the University of Liberia Mass Communication Department.
thank you, Mr. McLean. It is said, once a journalist, always a journalist. All right, so let me chat with my brother here on the other side also, who has had some interest in this issue. My brother, you are a young man. Welcome to Focus on Liberia TV. How you doing? All right. Okay, so we have come here to get your opinion, to get your view on this issue of domestic violence against women and girls. It been increased recently. Young girls been murdered in cold blood across the country by either their husbands or their boyfriends, on grounds that they've been involved in the extramarital affairs or having law affair outside. And also the issue of rape is on the increase. Sometimes it can be underage, minor, you know, and all those kinds of things. Firstly, what is your name and welcome to Focus on Liberia?
I'm Shafat W. Massacre.
Okay. Several thanks for joining us. So what do you know about domestic violence in the first place? What's your understanding about that?
Domestic violence has to do with usage carry on, carry against children, women,
And even men?
and even men too.
Yeah.
Even men.
Okay.
But oftentimes, the women and children are mostly affected.
Exactly. So, what do you think there's an increase in domestic violence in Liberia? Why do you think it's responsible for that?
One major factor is poor awareness.
Okay.
Poor awareness is a major increase of domestic violence in our country because there have not been many workshops or there have not been many information on this.
Okay.
On the whole issue of domestic violence. Unlike Manasseh time, there were a lot of jingle on air and a lot of workshops around, a lot of seminars, awareness around here that were educating young people on domestic violence. Because domestic violence in so many forms. So nowadays, people are not aware why is domestic violence. So they will be in a relationship, there will be domestic violence, there will be violence on them or against them. They will not even know because they are not educated on them.
That's a good one. So, if I'm getting you right, even though we got a law that was passed by the legislature, but there was not much awareness. I don't even know how many of us can read that law because that law protects both the men, the woman, and the children. Sure. So that's what you're saying. Okay, so I agree with that, but let's look at it from this point. Even though there are no awareness, but the law says, ignorant to the law accuses no man. So what could you say if someone is caught into that, especially the heinous one that has to do with killing the person simply because the person has loved us or the person is alleged to have had affairs also? What could you say? What would be the penalty for that? Someone would say you hang them, they die by hanging, lifetime imprisonment, and 50 year jail sentence and all those kinds of things. What's that all really?
To be honest, it's very, very disheartening. It's so sorrowful to hear that another person or God will kill his father because of unfaithfulness. You see? But on the other hand too, like we all saying, and there's a law for that. Once you kill, you are arrested, you are taken to jail because we know in our country we are no longer doing the firing squad thing again. But there's a law that you should serve the penalty. But even if the person serves the penalty, this will keep happening. It will keep happening only because that if this guy do someone, maybe someone in Bonkante and they say, oh, this guy killed his partner because of unfaithfulness, and that guy will be taking a missing to Sobish. But then, how many people have heard the information that this guy from Sobish? Not many people. So another guy in Bon County or some other county will kill his girlfriend again, and then there's no much information that you know what happened to the guy? He killed his girlfriend and he has been taken to jail, in jail for a lifetime. So he will grab the attention and say, no, if I kill this girl, I'll be taken to jail for a lifetime, right? But these things are not in the society, they are not informed in the society. So they can't go into jail for a lifetime. Nobody knows you go to jail for a lifetime. In fact, there are even information that goes around this here. When he get contact, he will be free. And that's true. This thing happen. If he get contact, at the end of the day, people will stay here born and he will be out. He might even go back and I see people that they most of what he did. So the only thing I recommend.
Yeah.
Per the law say when you are killed, you will be taken to jail and you will serve certain amount of sentence. I think that is fine and it should still be.
So on the overall, the law should be enforced.
It should be enforced and be enforced at one end. The law should carry on some awareness.
Okay, the government should carry on awareness. You saying that? So another thing I'm getting from you is that, so do you think this awareness should be done on a county by county basis, that the government should have jingles on county radio stations, community radio stations in the rural counties, so that people can know that there are laws that are against domestic violence, there are laws that will punish you when you beat your girlfriend or you beat your husband or you beat your child or you beat your children. I'm sure that's what you say, isn't it?
Yeah, that should be, but see, the government is complaining that no money, looking at the post state of the economy. So the government has statistics on countries that are mostly affected. Though I've not gone through that study, but I will tell, because from recent time we are getting a lot of killing in Bon County in that suit. Meaning men, killing girlfriend or harming girlfriend because of unfaithfulness. So the probably will start from Bon County. Say you do not have much money to carry on the awareness, you carry from Bon County. You use the financial, you use a pellet, you carry on jinkos here, you dramatize here, you go to the community, so the favorite community is not only to carry on jingo because not many people have radios, and not many people have the smartphone to go on Facebook or social media. So you can go from community to community, carry on
awareness.
You dramatize here, so let me know. So from there now you can take it to another country as generate the funds, you can take it to another country. Then maybe for most rather than you can go on the jingle because you might not get sufficient funds to carry on to the various countries, so you carry on jingle. But to be honest, full awareness is major factor of this thing happening.
How does it appear to you so that when you hear about domestic violence, how does it appear to you as a young man so that you hear about, this other person killed a girlfriend, or the other girl body was found in his room, or the other person raped a 15-year-old child, or a 10-year-old child, a 5-year-old child? How does it appear to you? How do you feel?
I feel really bad. But you see, the thing about life, the way you will respond to a particular situation, it might not be the same way I will respond. For example, I'm attached my partner, with another person. I will just go and say, okay, you guys can continue. That's it. I walk away where? Do I walk away with pain in my heart? I might walk away, but another person will catch a partner and he might even hurt the guy or hurt the girl. So everybody do not relate to things you see. But on the overall, I would just consult the young men, in such a habit that though it might be difficult to accept at the moment, but I think the best option to save yourself from trouble and to save you from harming another person. She's not understanding you, you're not understanding one another, walk away from the whole relationship. If she loves you, she cares for you, she might come back and apologize. If you still love her, you can move on.
That's great. I got two great things from you. One is the law should be enforced. The second thing is there should be awareness across the country in various vernaculars. You might not reach all of the counties, but the country that carry the highest statistics, and you made mention of my own county, Bon County, that I come from, and you're not wrong about that. We've heard a lot of domestic violence cases in that county. People have killed women for no reason. So finally, what would be your final message to our brothers who can do those kinds of things? What would be your final message to even the women too, so that they can be the cause of some of those things?
Exactly.
But again, it doesn't give you the right to kill anybody. So you talk to the two sides. The men who get angry, they just take the knife, or they take the collar, or they take stone or something like that. And then the women too will see you and two of you in the relationship, and they have another affair outside. So what can you say to them too?
Okay, so the both gender, why the economy is bad, things are tough, but I think according to our old people and according to tradition, we are told that women hold relationship. If the relationship to hold is a woman to, stand there for the man and then see how that she can push the man and push herself. So I'm watching you guys to, more especially our young women, be patient without your partner, things will get better, the economy will boom, and then more especially if you see the guy is doing into extra activity like schooling, like vocational schooling or something to make things better for you. Just be patient with him, don't provoke him. I mean, don't allow yourself to be careful about material things so that you get extra relationship, listen, provoke them. And to the young men, it's difficult to accept that your partner who you love so much is into extra relationship. They accept it is difficult. But if you're not understanding her and she's not understanding you, I think the best thing to do is walk away from that relationship, and then if she still loves you, she might come back. But if she don't, then you might tell someone better than her.
Thank you so much. What is your name again?
I'm Shafa W. myself, right?
All right, Shafa, it's been nice speaking to you. So, folks, if you're following us, this is Focus on Liberia Television. We're live here up Asma Street in Monrovia. We've been speaking with two gentlemen, Mr. McLean and Shafa. They've been speaking to us on the issue of domestic violence. We have asked some women to speak with us, but declined. But notwithstanding, we still managed to get view from two gentlemen who condemned the thing they actually in the first place, and also gave recommendation, and also call on the both genders involved to take it easy, that this is about life, it's about relationship. I mean, you may not always, people might not always do exactly what you want them to do, or you may not always have the right thing based on your interest, but on the overall, you have to live a life and allow life to also has its part to play in your life. Do join me as I take the camera outside the Asma Street, and before I can just cut this live off. My name is Prince. We right here, Central Monrovia. I'm taking my camera outside. This building you see right here is the United Methodist University here on Asma Street. And of course, this side goes to the Broad Street side. And of course, this is around the historic St. Turner Pavilion, and here on Asma Street. If you ever lived here before, you know this part of Monrovia I'm speaking to. I'm coming to you live from. We're focusing directly towards the St. Turner Pavilion and the Central Bank of Liberia, after having a very short interview with Liberian citizens who have given their view on the issue of domestic violence and other kinds of things. This is the Focus on Liberia Television live here up Asma Street here in Central Monrovia. We have our offices, our headquarters in the USA. That's Atlanta, Georgia. But my name is Prince Mobile, and I've been here. I've been bringing this live video. We're closely working towards the Turner Pavilion, and shortly we're going to be cutting this live. Do join us at another area when we'll be there. And another point, of course, of interview. But this is what we do here every weekday, to bring you something special that you like to watch. If you are in any part of the world. Of course, this is the Providence Baptist Church here, the historic Providence Baptist Church. We're right before the Providence Baptist Church here up Asma Street here in Monrovia. And of course, you know what it means. This church in Liberia's history is recorded as one of the historic church. If you read our history, you follow it, and you know exactly what the Providence Baptist Church stands for. Another time, we will come here, ask the people to go around there, go in it, and give you some view. And then, of course, across the road is the St. Turner Pavilion. Of course, you know the history of this pavilion, and right there, we're going to be putting this live video up, and then we will be coming up live another time when we have the opportunity. Once again, this is Focus on Liberia, and my name is Prince. Thanks for following us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being there. Thanks for having, being there with us, and we will have this happening another time. We shall come live once more. Thanks for following me. My name is Prince Mava. Bye-bye, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, wherever you might be joining me from. Bye-bye for now.